I have been trading for 4 years now, and to be honest, the first two were just a waste of time. So we can't even count that in the 4 years that I've been trading. I've been making so many mistakes to the point where I believe that my real trading journey started 2 years ago. Right? The first 2 years were just me wasting time and me making a bunch of mistakes that I was not supposed to make in the first place if I had a video like this. The first and the biggest mistake I did in my trading journey was tell people that I trade while I was still early in my journey, while I was still in my learning phase. I am still in my learning phase, while I was still in the beginning of my learning phase, right? Because when I first found out about trading and how wonderful of a skill it is, in my mind, why isn't everybody doing this, right? Why aren't people doing trading? I see that people are struggling with finances, and here's a skill that offers you financial freedom by just learning it and being psychologically ready for it. Why aren't people learning such skills, right? So in my kind heart and with my mind, I thought that let me go put people on, right? Let me introduce people to trading to show them that there's actually a way for you to live without having a boss, to work any way you want, and to make money with no limits, right? Because the money that you make in trading is not limited to the hours that you work, right? But then when you tell people, they just dumb the idea down, right? They criticize you, right? They discourage you. Some of them will discourage you, and some of them will let you know that this is just a dream, it's a scam, that this is unachievable, right? That we can't achieve this, right? And it'll hurt you in the later stages of your journey, right? It will hurt you in the later stages of your journey, because there will come a point where you struggle in your journey, and all of those unnecessary criticisms, they will come into your mind, and they will just form a negative feedback loop in your mind, where every single day you're just thinking of all of the negative comments, all of the negative discouragements, and it will make it harder for you to actually continue in your journey when you are struggling. And what it does also is that it creates noise for you to block now, right? Because now a lot of people know that you trade. A lot of people are going to ask, when are you going to start making money? A lot of people are going to ask, why are you always on your laptop? Why are you doing this? I don't even understand why you keep on gambling. Why are you wasting your life away just doing this? Just focus on your career, do your job, whatever. This is not real. Stop doing this. It's just a scam. You watch too much social media. I've heard it all. I've even heard someone say to me, and I know this sounds crazy, guys. Someone once said to me that black people don't do these type of things. You see, and as absurd as it sounds, guys, as absurd as it sounds, when you are struggling, all of these negative comments will come into your mind. And now what it also creates is that you have to now block all the noise of all of these people, which is really unnecessary if you just did not tell people that you trade, right? Another thing is, telling people that you trade will not make you profitable. It won't help your profitability anyhow, right? And I know that you want people to know about this amazing skill, but people can know once you've achieved your goals, right? People can know once you have reached success, because for as long as you are just telling them the idea, the chances are they're not going to see it the way you see it, right? Chances are they're going to want to know how you made it once you've gotten the results, right? Everybody's jealous of what you have, but nobody's jealous of how you got it, right? It's sort of like that type of situation. So telling people that you trade, guys, it was the biggest mistake. I regret it so much, to the point where now in my journey, the only people that I've told in my learning stages, in my beginning stages, are the only people that know. Right now, when people ask me, I genuinely lie. The second biggest mistake that I've done is not journaling. Now, to be fair to myself, I did not know how to journal. I did not know how to journal trades, to be specific. Nobody had taught me how to, right? And I wasn't even interested in learning how to journal, because I was interested in making money. But also, I was a beginner, guys. So we need to understand that you are prone to that if you don't have such information, right? That you just want to make money. But nobody really introduced me to journaling. So I did not know what journaling is. I've heard it on YouTube a couple of times, but I didn't really take it to mind, because I genuinely thought that you could just be profitable without journaling. Now, how does journaling help you? It helps you track your mistakes. If you do not have a journal of the trades that you've been taking, you will never know why your losses appear consistently. Like, right, you'll never know the mistakes that you are making, because when you journal, you take screenshots, right? and then you take 5 losses, you look back on those 5 losses and you can see that, okay, on these 5 losses, this rejection candle wasn't above 50% or something like that, right? And then from there on, you go on to the next 5 trades, not making that mistake ever again. But if you do not have a journal, you can never identify that mistake, right? So that was the biggest thing that slowed down my progress a lot, is that I did not know how to journal and I did not have a journal, right? Another thing is that if you don't have a journal and you show someone more experienced your trades, right, they can't help you because you don't have a journal to show them. They can't really pinpoint the mistakes that you've been making because they don't have something to base on what you're doing, right? You could be doing everything right and be short with one thing, but because you don't track your journal, you don't track your trades, we'll never know what that one thing is. So trust you, me. Trust me, you. Trust you, me. Journal your trades. It's going to save you a lot of times and it's going to help you a lot. I did not understand the value of journaling up until I started journaling, and I wish I started journaling way earlier than I did. I wasted like 1.5 years of my trading by just not journaling. My third mistake is having a timeline. For example, you say that you expect to be profitable in 3 years. And my question to that is, based off of what, right? Why do you deserve to be profitable in 3 years? Whereas there are some of the best traders who became profitable in 10 years, became profitable in 5 years. I don't know if you guys know about Jade Cap. He has the highest payout in a prop firm ever. And my guy, it took him like 10 years to become profitable. If I'm not mistaken, he was trading since 2011 and it took him 10 years to become profitable, right? And you think that you're going to make it in the 3 years. And I'm not saying that you can't, and I'm not saying that it is impossible, because there are people who make it in 3 years. There are people who make it in 1 year. But my thing is, why do you think that's going to be you, right? Why do you think that's going to be you? You see, and I'm not saying this to discourage you. What I am saying is, you're going to have that 3 years deadline. And when you reach that 3 years deadline, you're going to get discouraged and feel disappointed in yourself that you didn't make it in 3 years, where you have been working your butt off that whole 3 years, bro, right? Like, you're not giving yourself enough credit that, you know what, I did everything I could in these 3 years to become profitable. It just hasn't happened for me. Maybe it's going to take me longer. And you discredit yourself this whole 3 years just because you're not where you want to be. And it's like, based off of what? Right? And what happens in that 3 years is that your work rate becomes lower because you are discouraged now. Every single day you're approaching the chart with a discouraged mindset because you didn't make it in the timeline that you thought. And what now happens is that if it was going to take you 4 years, it's going to take you 6 years now because your work rate is lower. You're not paying as much attention to trading. Having a timeline even causes some people to give up. I know people are like, you know what, I did this for 4 years. It's just not for me. But there's someone who did it for 10 years and figured it out. And they've just been on it for 10 years, bro. Right? And we already think that we are supposed to be there for... But based off of what? I'm going to give you an example. When my sister and I were learning how to drive, right? We learned at the same time. But I learned how to drive faster than her, to the point where I was actually teaching her how to drive, right? But now the thing is, it didn't mean that she was not going to learn how to drive, because now she knows how to drive. Well, okay, that's debatable, but I mean, she knows how to get a car from point A to B. You see? So she does know how to do that now from not knowing how to do that at all. Imagine if she got discouraged. Imagine if she got discouraged because I learned how to drive quicker than her, right? And then she got discouraged, and then she didn't want to practice as much anymore, right? And she didn't want to learn as much anymore. And her work rate slowed down. It would have taken her way longer than it did if she had gotten discouraged, but she didn't, and she kept on going. And that's the same with anything in the world, guys, right? Some people, it takes them 14 years to finish school, right? Not the average 12 years like us, because maybe they fail. Maybe they just need to repeat a grade. Maybe, like, you know, something happened within their family. But my thing is, do not have timelines. Do not have timelines. They're going to discourage you. They are only there to do harm, right? They're only there to do harm. You just say, you know what? I want to learn how to trade. And I'm going to work towards it every single day up until it happens. Done. The fourth mistake that I made was investing in the wrong guidance. Now, if you guys have been watching my videos, you guys know that in the beginning stages of my trading journey, I invested in Bandile Traders Mentorship. If you guys do not know who that is, I am so glad that you do not know who that is. I hope you guys never find out who that is, because that wasted me 7 months of my trading journey, right? I was so fascinated and so mesmerized by the glitter and the glam and the lavish lifestyle, right, that I was oblivious to the fact that my guy is unprofitable, right? I stayed in that community for 7 months. And in 7 months, it took me 7 months to realize that this guy has been losing his trades this whole time, because he used to send us signals. It took me 7 months to realize that this guy has been losing his trades the whole time, right? And I could have used that 7 months wisely. I could have used that 7 months to actually work on a strategy that works, get guidance that is actually helpful, so that I can be further in my journey. I probably could have been further in my journey because I could have known about journaling, because the whole time Bandile never spoke about journaling. The whole time Bandile never spoke about trading psychology, right? The whole time he was just telling you about third touch on a trend line with a candlestick pattern. That is his strategy, guys. And we all know those YouTube, simple general YouTube strategies don't work. The market is not that easy to trade. If it was, everybody would be making money, including Bandile himself. But he is not, right? So that was the worst. That was the worst mistake. And I wish I could get my money back. I did waste 7 months of my time in his mentorship, and it could have been to better use in better guidance like Falcon. Right, Falcon is the community that I'm currently with, right? I realized the value in the community to the point where I decided to be an ambassador for the community, right? Now, my favorite part of Falcon is the foundation webinars. Like I've been saying, guys, the foundation webinars is basically where Danielle, the host, actually takes all our trades that we sent her and breaks them down from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame. Thereon, she rectifies your mistakes, right? And thereon, she shows you what you could have thought, what you didn't think of, but now you can think of going on into next week, right? And one thing that you realize when you watch the foundation webinars is that majority of the unprofitable traders, including myself, are making the same mistakes, right? So it's like, wow, it's actually very nice to know, first of all, that I'm not alone, right? Another thing is that it's very nice that I don't have to struggle because I do not know what I don't know. I don't have to struggle with trying to figure out why I'm losing 10 times. But somebody who's more experienced can just be like, oh, dude, just I'm traded at a value area. Oh, dude, just wait for more confirmation. Oh, dude, in this case, do this and this. And it helps me go, like, progress even faster, right? So what I'm saying is that if you want to progress faster in your journey, the light is becoming very horrible here. So let me just try to, yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you want to become, don't mind this, guys, please. If you want to become profitable faster in your trading journey, then I recommend that you join Falcon, right? And click the link below, right? There's a link below that will give you access to a free trial if you click on Falcon Lite, right? If that shows you what Falcon is actually like. That's a 7-day free trial. The second one is actually where you can purchase the membership. And if you want a 10% discount, use code ORI10. Right, that will give you a 10% discount. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'll be doing you guys a disservice by not telling you about this amazing community. So please make sure that you get tapped in. The last and one of the most biggest mistakes that I've made is just being on social media. I had no reason to be on social media as much as I did looking at traders' lifestyles and glitz and glamour. I had no reason, and I didn't know how it would impact my trading journey going forward. If I knew, I would avoid social media at all costs. Right now, if you guys know, I am not on social media. I'm only on YouTube and WhatsApp. And I'm only on Instagram like a few times a week, like on once a week. 1 day in 7 days, I'm on Instagram. And that's why I hardly respond to you guys' DMs. I know you guys send me DMs, and sometimes it does take me time to respond because I don't want to be on social media as much. Right? Because I want to keep my focus and I don't want to feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Right? Because when you took losses and you keep on taking losses, you go on social media and everybody on social media caught a 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio. Everybody on social media made $100,000 plus. And it's just like, what am I doing wrong? I am never going to get this. And you start switching strategies and you start deviating your focus from what you have done because you are just not focused on what you are doing, right? Because you are always looking at other people's strategies and you're always looking at other people's lifestyles and how they have 100% win rates, right? And it's like the Holy Grail doesn't exist. And social media will make you feel like it does exist, but it doesn't, truly speaking. And I've looked for it without even knowing that I've looked for it. I've looked for it. I've looked for 100% win rate without even knowing for it, right? At times I look at my trades and I'm like, I want this trade to actually go down. And it's like, but there's no guarantee because there's no such thing as 100% win rate, right? And whenever you take losses, you feel like you are not supposed to take losses. Another thing that social media does is that it makes being unprofitable feel like it's not normal. And I promise you guys, the average trader is unprofitable. The average trader is not making money, but social media makes it seem like everyone is making money but you. And that's a lie. That's a facade. Get yourself off of social media, bro. Keep grinding. Focus on your work. That's all you need to do right now. I promise you that's all you need to do right now. Eventually, your time will come, right? And if you are on social media, be on YouTube. Watch educational videos. Watch videos like this, where I am actually giving you guys guidance and giving you guys facts on how you guys can be better traders. But let me look for better lighting, guys. I'm so sorry. The sun is moving different today, right? But I promise you guys, social media is just going to make your trading journey way harder than it needs to be. Trust me. Trust me on that one. And I'll see you guys later on. There's my alarm right now. I'm actually supposed to go to the gym. So have a nice day, guys.